Step back in time to the ringing bells and tangled romances of Crossroads, the iconic British soap that captivated millions from 1964 to 1988. Today in 2025, we revisit the magic with a nostalgic twist. Cast, then, and now. Join me as we trace these stars' journeys from the Crossroads counter to their lives today. Noele Gordon was 44 years old when she first stepped into the role of Meg Richardson in 1964. As the resilient widow who transformed her home into the bustling motel, she became the heart and soul of the series, navigating love, loss, and family secrets with fiery grace. Interestingly, Noele was the first woman to appear on color television in 1938. During John Logie Baird's experimental broadcast, a pioneering moment long before her soap stardom. Noele passed away at the age of 65 after a brave battle with stomach cancer. Her sudden dismissal from Crossroads in 1981 sparked a massive public outcry that nearly ended the show. Roger Tonge was just 18 years old when he landed the role of Sandy Richardson, the son of motel owner Meg in 1964. As the eager young heir navigating family duties and personal dreams, Sandy evolved into a wheelchair user after a dramatic car crash in 1973. Interestingly, Roger stumbled into his audition by accident. During a lunch break from his post office job, Roger Tonge passed away at the age of 35 after a valiant battle with Hodgkin lymphoma, complicated by chickenpox leading to heart failure. Sandy's storyline wove his real-life absence into the show, leaving a poignant legacy of resilience that touched millions and broke new ground for disabled representation in soaps. Susan Hanson was 22 years old when she joined the cast of Crossroads in 1965. Her character evolved through marriages into Diane Parker and Diane Hunter, becoming a motel mainstay known affectionately as Miss Diane to Benny and regulars. Interestingly, before her soap breakthrough, Susan starred in the 1965 film Having a Wild Weekend, alongside Dave Clark 5. Now, at 82 in 2025, Susan Hanson lives a private life in England, cherishing time with her son Jack from her marriage to the late musician Carl Wayne. After Crossroads, she shone in the 1987 film Out of Order, returned to soaps as Penny Thornley on Coronation Street, and made a heartfelt cameo in miniseries Nolly. Jane Rossington was 21 when she uttered the very first line of Crossroads in 1964. As Jill Richardson, the motel owner's spirited daughter, later Harvey and Chance, she endured 3 marriages, addiction struggles, and family turmoil. An interesting fact, when Jane became pregnant during filming, producers wove it into the plot, and after her real-life miscarriage. Now, at 82 years old in 2025, Jane Rossington lives in Staffordshire with her second husband, David Dunger, and their 2 grown children, Sorrel and Harry. Her legacy shines through fan reunions, the 2014 radio special, and portrayals in the 2023 miniseries Nolly, where her enduring warmth inspires all. Anthony Morton was 37 years old when he played the role of Carlos Rafael, the Spanish chef in 1964. Carlos clashed with staff and guests alike, his dramatic outbursts and kitchen chaos becoming early fan favorites that added spice to the show's budding drama. Interestingly, before his soap fame, Anthony honed his craft at Birmingham's Crescent Theatre as an amateur, then trained in London, yet his breakout came not from Shakespeare, but from wielding a frying pan in the motel's hectic kitchen. Anthony Morton passed away at the age of 73 after a short illness in Birmingham, where he had returned to care for his mother. He left behind a rich legacy of memorable villains and charmers. Sue Nicholls was just 20 years old when she debuted as the bubbly waitress Marilyn Gates in Crossroads. Marilyn served up charm and lighthearted flirtations at the motel, becoming an early breakout star who brightened the show's fledgling drama with her infectious energy. Interestingly, a Tony Hatch-penned song she performed on screen as Marilyn, Where Will You Be, skyrocketed to number 17 on the UK charts in 1968. Now, at 81 in 2025, Sue Nicholls continues to dazzle as Audrey Roberts on Coronation Street, earning her British Soap Awards for comedy and drama. Widowed since her husband Mark Eden's passing in 2021, She beat malignant melanoma in 2011 thanks to a fan nurse's alert. Her poised legacy spans stage, sitcoms like The Fall and Rise of Reginald Perrin. Ronald Allen was 38 years old in 1969 as the suave and ambitious David Hunter. His steady presence anchored the soap's evolving drama for over 1,500 episodes until 1985. Interestingly, a classic behind-the-scenes blooper occurred during the filming of David's shooting by ex-wife Rosemary in 1980. The prop gun jammed on the first take, but Ronald had already burst his fake blood packet, staining his suit beyond salvage, leaving the wardrobe department scrambling without budget for a replacement. Ronald Allen passed away at the age of 60 from terminal cancer, just 6 weeks after marrying his longtime partner and on-screen wife Sue Lloyd in a heartfelt union prompted by his diagnosis. His legacy as the quintessential soap gentleman endures through tributes like his portrayal in the miniseries Noele and the enduring appeal of David's sophisticated flair in Crossroads reruns. Paul Henry joined Crossroads at age 29 in 1975, bringing to life the lovable handyman Benny Hawkins. His character even inspired the slang phrase, throwing a Benny for a tantrum. Fun fact, Paul recorded Benny's theme, a novelty single that climbed to number 39 on the UK charts in 1978, proving his off-screen charm was just as catchy. Now, at 79 in 2025, Paul Henry remains a cherished figure, living a quiet life in Shropshire after his Crossroads days. However, fans still spot him and shout, "Benny?" His enduring appeal reminds us of the simple joys he brought to millions. Sue Lloyd was 40 when she debuted as Barbara Hunter, adding, "Glamour to Crossroads as the sophisticated wife of motel manager David Hunter. She portrayed a character evolving from housekeeper to business director. Little-known fact, before soaps, Sue was one of the last debutantes presented to the Queen at Buckingham Palace, marking her entry into high society long before the motel spotlight. Sue Lloyd passed away at 72 after a prolonged battle with cancer. She left a sparkling legacy in films like The Ipcress File and her memoir, cherished for bringing timeless sophistication to British screens. Carolyn Jones was 36 years old when she first slinked into the Crossroads Motel in 1977 as Sharon Metcalf. Sharon evolved from a tart with a heart, bedding half the male cast, to a compassionate manageress and advocate for those with Down syndrome. Interestingly, Carolyn's real-life marriage to actor Jeremy Mason in 1969 led to a delicious on-screen twist. He joined as the seductive teacher Richard Lloyd, seducing a pupil and clashing with Sharon in a plot that blurred their off-screen bond. Carolyn Jones passed away at the age of 77 after a short illness in Stratford-upon-Avon. Her legacy as a trailblazing soap siren endures in cult films like Nightbreed and Stage Triumphs alongside Laurence Olivier. Kathy Staff was 50 years old when she first joined Crossroads as Doris Luke. Doris became a beloved fixture at the motel, offering sage advice, comic relief, and heartfelt support amid the chaos of affairs and family feuds, her warm Yorkshire wit balancing the soap's heavier drama. Interestingly, Kathy's stage name evolved from her birth name she disliked Minnie Higginbottom to Catherine Brandt for early theater, then Kathy Staff after marriage. Kathy Staff passed away at the age of 80 after a diagnosis of a brain tumor earlier that year. She briefly returned as Doris in the 2001 Crossroads revival, but departed after a year, citing concerns over its racy, forever-warming hearts with her timeless charm. Carolyn Lyster was 21 years old in 1964 as the lively receptionist Janice Gifford. She infused the motel front desk with youthful energy, handling guest check-ins, romantic entanglements, and family ties to the Richardsons with sparkling charm that helped cement the show's early appeal. Interestingly, Carolyn's debut coincided with her real-life budding romance with actor William Gaunt, whom she met on the set of The Man in Room 17 in 1965. Now, at 82 in 2025, Carolyn Lyster enjoys a fulfilling life with her husband of over 50 years, William Gaunt, balancing family time with selective acting. Her graceful presence continues to charm in theater revivals and fan events, embodying the enduring spirit of British drama. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.